Welcome to the 2025 Mini Tramp Buying Guide or Rebounder Buying Guide. What I have decided to do was I have tested quite a few rebounders and I wanted to put together what I thought were the best rebounders or my favorite ones. So let me walk you through. I've got 4 here. I've had to move my furniture out of my living room. We downsized a while ago and live in a condo, and my husband hasn't killed me yet, so this is a good thing. But I have brought them all out and we're gonna go over them today. So my name is Wendy. I am with Pausing Time and I like to get a great rebounder workout in, and I also love to walk, and I love to give fitness tips and clean eating advice to people 50 and above that want to embrace an active lifestyle in their second act. So stay tuned. All right, so we are going to start out with the most inexpensive model up to the most expensive model, and I am going to give you my likes and dislikes on all of them. So I do have individual videos on each of these rebounders if you want more in depth than what I'm going to give you here today. But I am also going to talk about the pricing for going into the Christmas season. So if you want to get a rebounder for yourself, or your significant other wants to get you one, or your kids or whatever, and you've been thinking about this, maybe this will help you. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at the B-Can. This is a beginner rebounder, and it is a great place to start if you don't know if you're going to be rebounding or if you're even going to like rebounding. So the basic price on a B-Can of this caliber, and like I said, you can look in the other videos to find the weights that it will support, and I'm not going to go over that today, but you can find that in the individual videos. And I've got a new playlist called Rebounder Reviews, so check out the playlist and you will find what you're looking for there. So the B-Can, the 48-inch is normally $139, but going into Black Friday, it's at $99. So you can get this for under $100. It's a great value. And I think, you know, if you're just determining if you want to rebound, this is a good place to start. It really is. This one is probably the most firm, and also it is a little bit noisy. It has screw-on legs, so you have to check them every time before you rebound to make sure that they haven't come loose. So that is a negative in my opinion. I don't like the screw-on legs, but most of these rebounders have screw-on legs. Now the 40-inch, which is a smaller version, kind of like the Jump Sport, B-Can makes a 40-inch, and it is on sale for $89, regularly retails for $109. So there's some good significant savings on the rebounder. Now, this is also a B-Can. This is the Octagon version, and it is $139. This I like better. It has a softer bounce than this, and people get confused about the harder and the softer bounce, but the softer bounce makes you work harder. So these 3 have like a soft bounce, and it makes you work harder, and it's easier on your joints. Some of the harder surface rebounders, now this one's not terrible, and it's not terrible, but the firmness is a little bit harder. I've had people write me and say that they've gotten plantar fasciitis from it. I don't know if I would say their form was probably wrong to get plantar fasciitis from it, but it's honestly not horrible. So I like this rebounder, other than it has some sound on my wood floor. I've got a LVP flooring and it has sound there, which I do not like. So the Beacon, this one is not on sale yet. I don't know if they're going to put it on sale, but this one, you won't hear the sound. You only hear my feet bouncing on it. So I like this one very well. Now these also come with a support bar, which I don't have attached because it was just problematic for me this morning. But they come with a support bar, where these two, you can get support bars for them, but they are extra. So that's good entry level. Now, if you know that you're going to be rebounding and you love it, and maybe you even want an upgrade, these are great places to start. This is Leaps and Rebounds, and it comes in all different colors. So I chose pink because I love pink, but the thing I don't like about it is that it has this skirt on it and it's not tied down. So if you're not careful, you can get your foot caught under it. And I don't like that either. Now, I will say that the mat on this is really nice. And this is a quiet bounce as well. Backing up, let me tell you that the Beacons are harder to put together because they come like folded, and you really should get two people to open them up because the clamshell is stiff and you have to do like a weird yoga move to get them to open, and you don't want to hurt yourself, because I actually am that person that had the clamshell snap back on me, and you just don't want to do that. But those have that clamshell thing, but I will say that you might have to have somebody help you because it has a tool to put the bungees on, and it's a workout in itself getting those bungees on. So you really kind of need some muscle in there to put them together. So the Leaps and Rebounds, the frame comes in I believe it was 3 pieces to put together. It wasn't that hard. It was a little intimidating looking at the bungees trying to put the matting on, but the tool worked great. And like I said, you do have to have some upper body strength to put those bungees on, or you're going to need some help. This also has screw-on legs, but this one, the 48-inch is $280 and the 40-inch is $220. Comes in all types of colors. There is a 15% off Black Friday sale, which is going on now, so you can save yourself 15% on those prices. If you miss the 15% off, I have a code in the description below. I'll give you the code for the 15% off, but I'll also give you my regular code, which is 10% off. So you won't be missing that much of a savings if you don't make it in time for the Black Friday event. I think that this one is a good place to start, and if you want the different colored bungees and the matting on here in a different color, they've got a rainbow of colors that you can choose from. So the 280 is a good place to start, and they do have customer service that I've heard both ways, really good customer service. And then I had somebody reach out to me the other day and said that she wasn't too impressed with their customer service. So I guess you're going to get that with everybody this time of year. But like I said, this one does have the screw-on legs as well, and you have to check that every single time before you bounce to make sure that they haven't slightly unscrewed from the last bounce that you were on. You can take all 3 of these. You can take the legs off and then store these behind a door and put the legs in a bag or whatever, and it's no big deal. I just would not recommend taking them completely down unless you've got that other person to open the clamshell with the beak hands, and this one would you would have to take this one completely apart. So it can be done, but you don't necessarily want to go there. So the Jump Sport. This is the 39-inch Jump Sport Pro. This is a premium rebounder, and I gotta tell you, this is by far my favorite. It is completely quiet. It was completely put together too. It came in a flat pack and the bungees were already on it, on the frame. The frame is one solid piece. It's awesome. The legs, you put the legs on with I believe it's called a hex screwdriver, which they send you one. But anyway, you don't have to check this one all the time. Now, I have heard somebody ask me, she'd read some reviews and said that the legs you had to tighten all the time. What I think happened there is they just didn't have them tightened enough, because I've had this for a few months and I haven't had to tighten it at all. So I really like that about it. And the other thing that I love about it is that the skirting is attached. So you can't get your foot caught underneath it, which is great. And I was a little hesitant about the 39 inches being too small, because I had been using these these are all 48 to 51 inches, the mats, and I really like bigger rebounder, but if you live in a small place, it takes a lot of room. It's a big difference between the 39 and the 51, but like I said, all these come in a smaller size. It's just that I chose the bigger size. And Jump Sport sent me this one, the 39 inch. And honestly, it's super easy to get onto it, to get in the middle and get on it using proper form to get on it, where some of these, you have to take a wider stance to get on it. So now the Jump Sport is completely silent. I love that about it. The 39-inch black, the 39-inch Pro, I would definitely get that one, is $409. You can get a stability bar for it, but it's going to be extra. They also have the colored rebounders, and the frame is colored. Your bungees correspond to that color. They have like a rainbow version, and then they have them white, green, pink, blue, all the colors, right? Purple, which is really cool. But those colors go from $429 to $479. They also have a 44-inch one, and that is $729. I do have a code for Jump Sport, and like I said, I'll link it all down below so you can get a discount off that. But if you know that you are gonna be doing rebounding for any length of time, this one is absolutely great. So that's just my personal opinion. Any of these would do. And honestly, when I first started rebounding, I wouldn't have spent over $400 on a rebounder, because I just didn't know if I was going to do it. And when I was sent my first rebounder, I was like, okay, I told them I'd do a 30-day review on it. And I just wasn't sold on rebounding. But what happened was I did 30 days and I was like, yeah, it's not a tough enough workout for me. So I put it away and thought, I'm just gonna give this to one of my friends. But honestly, I missed doing it, and I had started to see some results after 30 days. My butt started lifting. Walking doesn't do anything for your booty, and rebounding does. It starts lifting it right away. So in 30 days time, you're gonna be able to see a difference. Now, if you are not experiencing fat loss with the rebounder, I've got a fat loss for rebounding workout video and what you need to do to help with your fat loss. So be sure and check that out. And I just want to make sure that you are getting the best information possible for you so you can make an educated, informed decision on purchasing a rebounder. So let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you took my advice in the comment section below, and I will talk to you next time.